Hello everyone, and welcome back to Poof, my channel. And today it's going to be a bit of a different style of video. As you can tell, I have a new camera again, which is a bit of a story in itself. Bit of a bittersweet story, honestly. It's been a while. I've been, living life, getting my shit together. I got a car. So, yay me, I finally did that. 21, finally got a car. And I got it all by myself. I didn't have any help, no parents, no nothing, just saved money, bought my car. Facebook Marketplace for the win. Let's go. It was only $3,000. It's a little red 2009 Honda Fit. It's got little paddle shifters. I love it. She's awesome. Anyway. This video I wanted to dedicate to... Sorry, I'm going to just shift this over a little bit. I wanted to dedicate this video to kind of just explaining, my whole... Because, there's a lot of people on the internet kind of giving their own story, their own backstory, so to say, and just sharing their life with everyone, and I find that to be really fun. I really like the idea of doing that, and so here I am. I promise I'm not a narcissist. I do like the idea of just being able to connect, and I don't have many people to connect with in my life, and so it would just be kind of cool if this video ever ends up, just showing up in your feed. It'd be cool, the idea of being able to connect and share stories, and I'd love to hear your story in the comments as well. Or maybe you made one of these videos too, and we can connect that way, and that's cool. You can post your channels down below or whatever. Anyway, my life has been we're just gonna get into it. My life has been a roller coaster, like many other people's probably has been. I grew up in a pretty large household. I have 5 siblings, 4 of which are half siblings. 1 from my dad, and then 2 from my mom, and then my mom and my dad had me and my little brother. Craziness. They both divorced and then got together, and then they divorced, and then now they're happily married. Fingers crossed. I'm happy for them. I'm just happy that they're happy. At the end of the day, I don't really have any resentment towards any of that. It's water under the bridge at this point. Growing up was a bit of a challenge, like many can relate to, of course. Grow up into a divorced household, you're gonna come into some problems. But this is not a pity party, this is me sharing my story, and hopefully someone can relate, and I'm happy. I'm very happy, which is why I'm here. So anyway, I only say that just because there is a topic of trigger warning SA that happened to me in my life growing up, and it doesn't affect me anymore. Obviously, I'm trans, and my identity is free now. I'm free from everything from my past at this point, and me being comfortable with myself and presenting the way that I am is indicative of that. So, anyway, that happened to me around kindergarten through 3rd grade. It only stopped around there, but yeah, it was traumatizing, but it's not like I let it control my life, because it's not what defines me. Now that I got that out of the way, my childhood was good, I played Halo a lot. It was good. I played a lot of Halo. I love that game. I love Halo. I could talk about Forerunner and Flood shit forever. Anyway. I really struggled with friends growing up, just because I had trust issues, and for a good reason, you know. I kind of bounced around a lot of groups in school because like I just didn't feel like I ever belonged anywhere. And again, this is not a pity party. Like I feel like I've grown into myself and I feel confident that I could, you know, just put myself out there and something will happen, and like put effort and just like doing things for myself. But yeah, like growing up, like making friends was hard because I just didn't know how to open up. I didn't have any examples of like how I should connect with people growing up because I was very isolated. Whenever I was at home, I would just be by myself, and that's why I'm so comfortable being by myself, because I grew up taking care of myself. And you know, again, I'm not upset about that. If anything, I'm pretty grateful that I can cook for myself and do all the things that I need to do because I'm pretty self-sufficient, you know? And I'm pretty grateful for that in a way because it allows me to be alone and be happy because I'm fucking happy. I'm living it. So I'm glad that I can like do that and be able to share that with people and not just like be a rock, a void, so to say. So, but yeah, high school was kind of weird because I was like starting to feel the gay, but I didn't like understand it or like associate myself with it just because like I grew up in a very like religious household. I never thought it was like something that was allowed to do, or I don't know, it felt like a taboo thing, so to say. And so I just kind of would beat myself up for the way that I felt about myself because of it, which was not a good thing. It prevented me from being myself and connecting with people that I should have connected with, you know? Like I regret a lot of regret. It's more like I know I could have done things better, but now that I am who I am now, I'm happy, and because I can finally like give that to someone. But back then, I definitely was a bit of a narcissist. I was like a piece of shit back then because like I just didn't understand what I was doing, or I was just a void, you know? Like I was just a ghost in the shell, just without understand. I thought I understood everything, but I didn't understand everything. Like everybody, you know, is in the same boat, but like nobody can know all the things and be a perfect person, but you know, anyway, but yeah, like that prevented me from like being able to maintain relationships outside of high school and onward because I didn't know how to communicate my feelings. Did not know how to do that. It's really something I struggled with, and like I was a manipulator, you know? Like I, instead of like just being a conduit of connection, I would, you know, try to do things in benefit of myself instead of just like being, you know? And I'm healthy enough to admit that at this point, you know? And okay, I kind of do regret a little bit, you know, because it's like, because of that, I am pretty lonely. But because of what I am now, it's like, I could very easily go out and, you know, make friends. And I am going to do that, but I feel like it's fair for me to say that, because if anybody from my past ends up seeing these videos, at least they can understand, like, I know I was a shitty person, you know? I know I was not fully there and present, and now I am. You can't take that away from me, so no one can. But, you know, it's just like my way of apologizing, you know? Like, no one deserves that. No one deserves to be dragged along, you know? And, I mean, I feel like all those lessons were all very just like well solidified into my being now, you know? And that's why I feel confident sharing. I feel like I keep going around and around and around and around, but I feel like I really want to nail this down, is that I feel like me, and I feel like I have an overabundance of love that I can outpour now, like, selflessly instead of selfishly, and actually mean that. And it means a lot to me, so like, you know, Anyway, outside of high school, just been working, you know, what else can you do? I've just been stacking my bread and like trying to figure out like what I really want to do, and I figured out that I really love welding, and so I'm going to probably make that my career. I love building things and creating. I went to an apprenticeship not too long ago, and I'm getting into it this December. I keep putting it off just because like I need to keep saving money because I just bought my car, and so I'm like, oh, I should probably save up a bit more money before going to school. But now I can drive to school, so I'm so proud of myself, but at the same time I'm just like, man, living paycheck to paycheck sucks. And so I'm trying my best to like get better at saving money. I'm gonna ask my mom to help me make a spreadsheet. My mom's really good at that. But yeah, anyway. Fuck. I know this video is gonna be super rambly, but I don't know. That's kind of who I am. I like just going off on tangents. But I honestly haven't lived the most exciting life. I've lived a very safe life, and I feel like a lot of that is just because I would just isolate myself and just wouldn't allow myself to experience things because I couldn't feel like I could put myself in a situation where I can connect with someone and actually connect with them. And that's why I feel like I isolated for so long, and I'm making that change, you know? I'm going to go to KomoriCon this year where I live. I live in Oregon. For anybody who's maybe interested in seeing me there this year, I'll be there. I fucking can't wait for that. I honestly can't. I'm gonna probably have like a bunch of like my cosplays on screen right now. Be like, yeah, I know I like cosplay and like make videos here, so it's not really that much of a surprise, I feel. So, but yeah, that's my plans. Like I wanna like continue making my horror content and just like, because it's fun. It's fun for me. I love it so much, and I don't know why I haven't done it very much recently. Oh yeah, I got a girlfriend. That's what I was gonna talk about. So yeah. Okay, so now we can get into a bit more tea, if this hasn't already been tea, you know, like shit. I feel like I haven't really gone too much into detail, but I feel like, you know, growing up doing school, everybody does that. You know how it is. If you're homeschooled, then I'm sorry. Or maybe I'm not sorry. Maybe it's better at this point because everybody keeps fucking killing each other at school at this point. Like, anyway. Yeah, I got back into dating ever since like I've been. Oh yeah, that's another thing I should probably talk about. My transition. I started transitioning in December, and here, wait. I'm proud of myself. Okay, so I have bobs. Let's go. I know I don't do like the whole like feminine voice, but that is something I do need to practice. I've kind of been holding off on it. I don't know why, you know. I feel I feel completely comfortable in my voice. I don't know. I did choir back in high school, and I that was like one of the one things that I liked about myself, despite having dysphoria. Like that was like one of the things I was proud of because I did get compliments from like my teacher, and like it always meant the world to me, like being at choir and doing that. And yeah, I do kind of regret how much of an asshole I was because I skipped class a lot, and I know I hurt my teacher's feelings when I did that, and that's something I really regret. Anyway, that's just like a little aside, like I weight off my shoulders. um yeah, so my transition, I've been transitioning since December, and ever since then I have been incredibly happy. Like my baseline is just happy. Like I do get emotional at times, but that's just because I feel comfortable finally expressing those emotions and like crying. Like I can cry and like go through it and really like feel it, and then just be like, okay, I'm good. And like, and then that's that, and like move on from that feeling instead of just holding on to it. Like I don't need to. I don't need that to like give myself identity anymore. I'm just I can move on. So anyway, it's been a wonderful experience, Like I've always been pretty feminine despite not wanting to admit that, in just like how I act and who I be and stuff. So um it's been great. I can't really like say anything other than that. It's been wonderful. Like I said, like I could just be me and like actually riz people up because like because I'm being myself, I can like put that energy out there again. It's great. It's a good segue. Good on me for saying that, because I got back into the dating scene, and that was an experience. My first like actual dating experience after having not been in a relationship for like 6 years. Yeah, I get it. I'm only 21, and like majority of that time was like at school. So like it's not like that big of a deal. Like, you probably shouldn't lose your virginity to someone you don't want to lose your virginity to, and after like 5 years. So, um, anyway, uh, yeah. So I got onto this like gay dating app called Timey, Taime, or something like that. I don't know. The reason why is because it was like very LGBTQ community safe, and so I was like, fuck it, I'll go here. I'm trans, and everybody on Tinder is a chaser. So, uh, yeah, I run into like a lot of chasers, like women chasers too. It's, they all do it. They're all like, man, she's got boobs and a cock. That's crazy. I want to experience that one time, and then dump you. Okay, I get it. I get it. It's pretty cool. It's fancy. It's like a unicorn, It's like, whoa. I'm not special. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just like I get the appeal of like wanting to experience that, and like part of me is like, yeah, sure, I'll satisfy your fantasy, but at the other, I'm not trying to degrade myself, I'm here to connect and like build a real love. But I do love feeling sexy. Anyway, I got on this app and see me doing the tangent thing. Oh my gosh. Anyway, um, yeah. So I started talking to this one girl, and she was also a trans girl. Um, because T for T, it's nice because like you kind of have that baseline of understanding. Not that I need that. I don't, I prefer feminine people, but like I don't you don't need to be trans. I know like at the end of the day, like we're all separate people and like we all have our own individual experiences, and so it's like I don't know. I don't need that in order to feel comfortable, but it is nice, and I get that like a lot of trans people do that on purpose, and it's completely valid and understandable. But yeah, girlies. Anyway, I didn't know that they were in a relationship prior to meeting them. So we meet up. Her partner picks me up. They're both apparently transitioning, which was pretty cool. Made the experience a lot more comfy, I guess, in a way. Like I kind of like I wanted to just like get off, and to like dip my toes back in the dating scene, because it had been so long. I'll admit that. I will, like. But at the same time, I was like trying to like find a genuine connection, and like after I kind of realized that I wasn't gonna be able to do that, I was just like, well, I guess I'll see where this goes for a little bit. I don't know. Boy, did I see. Anyway, I'm sorry. um, yeah, so I meet this girl and their partner, and like we have lunch together and we eat and stuff, and then like I get vibe checked, so to say, and like I pass the vibe check, and they come home with me. We hang out for a bit, and then partner goes home by themselves, and then I'm with her, and she spends the night with me. And I've never cucked someone before until then. They I'll just say it. So that night while we were falling asleep and like cuddling, she had her phone on call with her partner on Discord, and basically she like muted herself at one point during the night, and she's like, so it's been a long time since you've had a pretty girl in your bed, right? Because I said that because I was a little nervous, admittedly. It's been a long time, okay? And I finally made it there, and I wasn't like having cold feet. I was just like, how far can I go? Like morally. I wanted to go all the way. I did. But at the same time I was like, no. I couldn't make you addicted. I couldn't. Because I have a massive penis. So we gave each other blowjobs. Probably the best head I've ever had in my entire life. I'm gonna be honest. Nothing against my last relationship. She was a virgin, and like I wanted to marry her so fucking bad. It's still a bit of an open wound. It happened like maybe 3 weeks ago at this point. But yeah, that like I kind of cut things off with them because I was like, this isn't going anywhere. They're just using me to go on dates and be a money bag. And at the same time, I'm not even really mad about that at all. Like, part of me is like, I'm glad that I was able to just get back out there, because oh my god, my confidence just exploded. I was like, oh, it is that easy. All right. um, but yeah, like that's part of the reason why I didn't go that far. Is like I was like, this is not okay. I'm leaving. Bye. Um, because she told me not to tell her partner that happened, and I'm just like, sorry, I unclipped my bra. My straps keep. Anyway, um, I wanted to be comfortable. Okay, don't judge me. Anyway, yeah, I started that relationship with my most recent ex like a few months ago at this point. Um, she was probably the most wonderful person I've ever been with, to be honest. Um, it ended kind of bittersweet, and the reason for it was like I was the one who broke things off. But it was just because like I felt like I wasn't satisfying her, Like she just wasn't fully satisfied with me, partly because of my facial hair. And I'm not going to get too into it. It feels it's just like she deserves her own privacy, and like we're moving on, separately, and like we don't talk to each other anymore, and I don't know if we're going to continue being friends either. But yeah, like she's the one who gave me this camera, and it's still just like a it's just like fuck. I loved her. I loved her more than anyone I've ever loved before. Really sucks. But she really helped me get my life together. Like I cleaned my room. I got my car because of her. She was the one who messaged the lady on Facebook. And I miss her. Bittersweet, very bittersweet. I feel like it did end a little superficially, but like she gave me this. Like I can't complain. I can't. Or else I'm gonna start crying. But yeah, like I'm probably gonna have to wait a little while before I get back into it. But I have so much love to give, Like I just have so much that I just want to pour into someone and just be in love, share our finances, and like make our lives easier for each other, but also just love each other unconditionally. Corporate America. Anyway, that's kind of been my life up until recently, I'm more or less just kind of wait until I get back into school, and so I can continue to develop myself, stack my bread, do the thing, make the video, be happy, and hopefully connect with you. And I hope that me being open and honest up here and like sharing my story, maybe someone can relate. Maybe maybe this was entertainment. I don't know. I feel like this is like a fun little glimpse into the psyche, and yeah, like yeah. I don't really have much else to really share. It's like I feel like you kind of have a good idea of who I am at this point. I do still do art. I haven't really done a whole lot recently just because I was so involved into that relationship, and that's a lot of the reason why I haven't made any YouTube videos either, is because of that relationship. We were going out hiking like every week and just like living life, and just always had plans and just like doing all the relationship things and bittersweet, bittersweet, bittersweet. So, yeah, that's me. I'm Poof. I'm Angel. Whatever you want to call me. I'll post my Instagram down below. You can connect with me there if you want to like connect with me more personally. I do cosplay on there. I post my art on there and just like personal things of life and just experiences, you know, nothing like crazy. I realize that this video is like 30 minutes long in regards to the recording. I might chop like a few redundant like run-on sentences. I don't know. I might just like just fucking post this, to be honest, because I feel like it would feel more authentic that way without having any cuts, you know? So, I know I did ramble on a little bit about things, but kind of the whole point of the video. So, anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. So, bye!